So AI has killed my webinar consulting business this year. If you're a consultant, coach, listen up. This will be some insightful things I want to share with you and what I've been building instead. Okay. So first off, I want to share why my business was disrupted a bit, pretty heavily this year. It's been pretty interesting year. And the 3 shifts that I'm focusing on moving forward so that I can not just thrive or not just survive rather in an AI era, but how I can actually grow and hopefully grow something even better. So if you're a coach, consultant, course seller, service provider, that's who I make these videos for. I've been in the game for over 10 years and we're in the middle of the biggest shift that I've ever seen in my career selling my advice online. So let me start with what happened. And then I want to share these 3 shifts. Okay. So why has my webinar consulting business been disrupted? I've been doing it now for over a decade. I've written scripts and webinars and systems, created sales systems from everything from Shark Tank companies, lots of multi-million-dollar brands, and literally thousands of solopreneurs have gone through my training programs on how to put together a better sales webinar, a better sales presentation. So why has that been disrupted? Well, for one, search behavior has changed. Okay, so people were finding me on Google for a number of years. I've ranked number 1, and I still do today. If you Google webinar consultant, webinar coach, you're going to see me at the top. I've ranked number 1 on Google for some very buyer-rich keywords for a number of years. And those used to send me a variety of clients. Again, everything like Shark Tank companies, lots of legitimate businesses that paid me thousands and thousands of dollars to either optimize or build a webinar for them. Now, search behavior has completely been disrupted with AI. More people than ever are using things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, other AI-first tools. Even Google itself had to disrupt itself with Gemini. Okay, so anybody who was relying on search, people clicking on those blue links, you search for a term, there's a list of 10 blue links, and you click on the blue link, and then you go research. That has basically been crushed. And that model worked very, very well for me. Literally every week, it was just sending me leads, sending me consulting leads, companies that had webinars or wanted to build them. That has gone. And so any company that's been reliant on search has been greatly disrupted. Okay. Now, the other thing that's changed is how people create. So search behavior has changed. How people create has changed. So there's less people who feel they need to hire a consultant or a person like me to either write their webinar for them or optimize their webinar for them, because whether they're right or not, they're thinking they can just use AI to do that, right? And so I'm not saying everybody is doing that. There's still some people reaching out, of course, wanting me to help them with their webinars, but it's declined significantly, again, from the search changes, but also from just how people create. And whether they're right or wrong, more people are thinking they can just write a script or ask an AI how to improve something instead of hiring a consultant like me to do it. And the bigger companies are getting even more sophisticated with AI. So the combination of how people create and how people search has greatly impacted my webinar consulting business and basically forced me to evolve this year. It slowed down significantly. And so maybe you're feeling that as a consultant as well, a coach. Search behavior's changed. How people create has changed. And so you might be like me, a lot of this year is like, okay, what is the next step? Okay, so what is the next step? So what am I doing to remodel how I share my expertise online? And I've had to do this more than once over my 10 years plus. So let me give you 3 things that I'm doing right now. The first, let me look at my notes over here, is that I'm not resisting this trend. I'm admitting it and going with it. So I'm doubling down on, people still want to know how to build sales presentations, but I've created an AI tool that helps people do that to modernize my offers. Okay. So I created a tool called Webby. You can check a link in the description that will actually write a sales presentation for a client. And I've been selling that. In fact, I've sold over $100,000 this past 90 days, 111, made another video on this, just by selling Webby, by incorporating Webby into my courses and coaching and all of those kind of things. And so I've gone all in on the idea that people want specifically trained AI tools. I've created Webby, creating a number of other tools, and actually launching a system featuring AI tools called Conversion OS here in the fall. So there might be more coming about that in the future. So I'm not resisting it. If you're a consultant, coach, struggling, you got to evolve with the times, and the days of people paying thousands and thousands of dollars to have someone write something or give them some advice is facing some headwinds right now. And it's scary for all of us. I get it. This has been one of the more anxiety-provoking years for me in my career because of such disruption. Okay. But with disruption comes opportunity, and we need to be flexible enough and have the energy and the guts to go in a new direction. And so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm building out sales-focused AI agents, AI tools, bundling them into a system and selling them individually, all of those kind of things. Now, another thing I'm doing is doubling down on building my own audience on social media. And like this YouTube channel, for example, is only 6 months old as of this recording. Been a while since I've done YouTube. And so I restarted this channel. Why? Because I need to sort of replace some of the traffic, some of the eyeballs that I was getting from search. And so search behavior is getting splintered. If you're relying on search, I would recommend you look at doubling down on creating content or running advertising, although that's getting more expensive as well. But some other means of getting in front of people. Creating content is certainly an area of focus for me. This YouTube channel, I'm actually building an AI tool that repurposes these videos into other pieces of content so I can get more visible on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those kind of networks, X. We're putting things together on that. So doubling down on building an audience on social is one of my focuses to offset some of the search losses. Not there yet. Definitely still feeling the search loss from a consulting perspective, but people have been buying my AI tools. That's great. And the third one I'm doing, the third shift I'm continuing to move into is doubling down on my partnerships. And I'm so glad that I did this. And this may be an avenue that you want to look at as well, is doing joint ventures and affiliate relationships with other influencers in or around your industry, other organizations, associations. Those folks, there are people out there that already have your ideal audience on an email list that is a bit protected from algorithm changes, search changes, all that kind of stuff that you can tap into. And I've been doing that now for over 10 years. This has been my primary channel for generating leads, growing my email list, and all those kind of things. In fact, I've added over almost 33,000 contacts to my list over the years from mostly partnerships. And so I'm doubling down on this again, continuing to leverage that. Highly recommend you look at doing that as well. Who in your industry, who do you know who might already have your ideal audience on their list, in their network that you could collaborate with? A lot harder in fact, to my knowledge, impossible for that to be disrupted by changes in search behavior or social media algorithms and those kind of things. And so again, so glad I did that. I'm going to be doubling down on that to make sure that my business keeps thriving and keeps growing and those kind of things. And so those are the three shifts that I'm going to do and am doing right now as of this recording. Again, pushing into AI, going to be focusing more on generating an audience on social because of the changes in search, and going to be continuing to focus on my partnerships and collaborations. And so for you, if you're a coach consultant, maybe you're feeling the heat a little bit, a little confused on what to do, push into it. Don't retract from it. This is not a fad. Okay, I'm not a big trend chaser. I don't enjoy chasing trends, but this isn't a fad. This is not a fad. This is a platform shift. This is the new internet. This is as big a shift as I've ever seen since the internet came out here. We're entering in it right now, and we're just starting. If you want to be in this game for the next 10 years plus, got to align with this stuff. And doing that, you should do it too. And then think about how you're going to get visible. Maybe you've had some search issues. Maybe you've, need to double down on some partnerships and collaborations with others so that you're not disrupted. In our types of businesses, coaching, consulting, it's really about, eyeballs and offers. I like to call it that way. Eyeballs and offers, right? So if you need to get enough eyeballs, We've had some disruptions in the eyeball game, right? Search has been changing, all those kind of things. And then offers. Can we make better offers, more modern offers to our audience, to our people? That's how we make money, make a living, make an impact, all those kind of things. So anyway, that's the end of my rant here. I make these videos more or less as a one-taker, just to kind of get the message across on a Friday. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful. If you'd like to check out some of my AI tools, check the links in the description. Otherwise, leave me a comment below, like this video, subscribe if you want to receive more content like this. I make these kind of videos specifically for coaches, consultants, service professionals. Most of them are over 40. I'm over 40, who are, curious about AI, curious about how it might incorporate into some, your coaching offers, consulting offers, the trends, the things we all need to look out for right now, and hopefully giving you some good insights about what you can do as well for your business. So that's it. Look forward to making another video for you soon. Take care for now.